What is up guys, it's your favourite Scotsman Ryan here, and a few weeks ago on the channel I put up my unboxing and first impressions of the Moto X Play, and you guys were pretty interested in it, and no wonder as it is a pretty awesome device. So instead of doing the usual full review, I decided I would give you all of the reasons why I think you should buy this device, and I'll try and throw in a few reasons why you shouldn't. So with that said, let's jump in. So the first thing that I really like about the Moto X Play is the fact that it pretty much runs stock Android. What we have here is Android 5.1.1 Lollipop with a few built-in Motorola apps that even if you don't like, you can easily turn them off. And to be honest with you, some of the Motorola apps like Moto Gestures etc. are very useful, so I tend to keep them on. The experience overall is very fast and fluid, and it pretty much feels like you are running stock Android anyway, so that is a huge plus for me. So the next thing that I really like about the Moto X Play may surprise you a little bit, but it is the screen. I know it's not the 2K screens that we find on the Galaxy S6 or the G4 etc, but this 5.5 inch 1080p IPS display is absolutely lovely. The colours pop, the viewing angles are awesome, and the colour reproduction is good enough for any user. When you're using this screen on a daily basis, to be honest with you, you wouldn't really know the difference between this and a 2K display unless you had them side by side and were actually trying to compare them. And doing things like watching YouTube videos etc, you will have no complaints at all. So next up we have the camera. Although megapixels do not really matter in terms of numbers, this 21 megapixel shooter on this budget device is absolutely outstanding. What I'm going to do now is put a few shots up on the screen, and I will let the pictures do all the talking, and I would love you guys to let me know down below what you think about these pictures. These were all taken on automatic mode, just basically holding the camera and snapping the picture, so let's dive in. So the video quality is equally as impressive, and although sometimes it gets a little overexposed, it is definitely passable. So here are some video examples straight from the Moto X Play. So overall, the camera is definitely not as good as the Galaxy S6 or the LG G4, but for a budget device, this camera is absolutely stunning. The picture quality in my opinion was awesome, and I really loved the depth of field that you could get when snapping some pictures. And to be honest with you, for the price range, I don't think you could find a better camera, especially if you compare this to the OnePlus 2. The Moto X Play totally blows it out of the water. The only thing I will say is that when you're shooting video handheld, there is no image stabilization, so you just have to be careful that you are moving it as nice and slow as possible in order to get that lovely footage. So next up we have the battery life. The battery life on the Moto X Play is absolutely killer, just like my friend Chucky here, and I was easily achieving over 5 hours of screen on time every day without a hitch. This device is definitely a 2-day phone, and you could get through those 2 days without any issues at all, and that can't be said for a lot of devices these days, unless you are looking for something like the Moto G etc, which has a huge bump down in specs. So overall, the battery life is outstanding and definitely gets a thumbs up from me. So the last thing I love about the Moto X Play is the fact that we can expand storage via micro SD. A lot of other manufacturers are doing away with micro SD, and to be honest with you, I applaud Motorola for sticking with it, as it is something that anyone who downloads a load of apps, takes a load of pictures or shoots videos etc. is going to need. So the fact that they have stuck with it and put it on a budget device gets a huge thumbs up from me, and I hope that they continue this onto their next devices. So now that I've discussed all the things that I really like about the Moto X Play, it's time to discuss the bad points. There is only one bad point for me, and that is the build quality. I know that this is a budget device and it is a plastic build, and I can honestly live with a plastic build, but there are some things that annoy me, like the buttons. The buttons rattle when you press them or give the phone a little twist, and that makes it feel like it is a cheap device, and I really wish that Motorola had looked into fixing this. The build quality wouldn't be a huge issue if it wasn't for the fact that I own the iPhone 6 and Galaxy S6 etc, which have a more premium build, but at this price point I can hardly complain, and it is pretty much just a minor complaint of mine. So that pretty much rounds things up. Would I suggest that you go out and buy the Moto X Play? Well, in all honesty, I would say for £270 you definitely can't go wrong. The Moto X Play, with its awesome camera, near stock Android experience, and expandable storage and beast mode battery life, make this a very desirable phone. I loved using this on a daily basis, and to be honest with you, I probably will continue using it as my daily driver going forward, as I've had so much fun with it. So let me know down below what you guys think of the Moto X Play, and if you have any questions, as always, just ask below and I will definitely get back to you. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up as it really helps the channel out, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then smash that button, as I would love to see you on future videos. As always, stay safe, be kind to each other, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.